And this is as good as we've seen the Fury play in about 10 days.
Yeah, and Papa just misses that line just ever so slightly, just a couple inches wide, but she was looking cross court, hitting that ball over her shoulder down the line.
Outside, Papa again, and this one finds the floor for the point, tying it up at 4.
So it's these little things that make outside hitters really hard to defend. She goes up, she's looking cross court. The shot prior to that, she looked the same and went down the line. So that's calling having a lot of tools in your repertoire there. Lots of things to do when your hand makes
มาช้านิดนึงค่ะมาช้านิดนึงค่ะทุกท่านค่ะ
Hannah tap with the serve, but it's way too long, so that's a side out back to the Columbus Fury, and Reagan Cooper will go to the serving
นา
line.
ฬิกาไม่ปลุกค่ะ
Cooper with a good serve to the
เกิด
back.
อะไรขึ้นน็อกตายไปเลยค่ะ
Back set into the block, point Fury.
Caitlin Horde has some serious lateral speed, and right now Janisha Moore is doing a really good job of lining up, and Horde just closes to her, 4 hands together. That was a really pretty block by the
วันนี้ถือเป็นนัดสุดท้ายนะคะนัดสุดท้ายในรอบแข่งปกติค่ะคัดเอา4 ทีมเพื่อเข้ารอบต่อไปนะคะตอนนี้ซานดิเอโกโมโจค่ะแข่งกันอยู่ในเซตที่2ค่ะ
A really good disciplined block by the San Diego Mojo. You can see number 12 Papa coming in, but then not actually jumping, and it was all Bastianelli there. Papa was there for a tipper roll shot, which you don't often see from Cooper.
Pretty good joust that time by Stringer. She's up again, but Papa goes through the block of Stringer and Horde, and the point goes to the Mojo. We're tied at 6.
Now, I think this is a sign of the Mojo, just sign of their deep bench, that Papa can come in and be an outside hitter and score some big-time points for their team.
Push down the line, Velez. There's the touch. Perovich keeps it in the air. Stringer hustles it down. Outside, what a set. That was a bump set running away, and Stringer just set it beautifully. Unfortunately, the swing by Janisha Moore was blocked at the net, but tremendous set. (7-6), Mojo lead it. Morgan Lewis at the serving line for San Diego.
ซึ่งการันตีแล้วนะคะไม่ว่าจะแพ้จะชนะก็ติด4 ทีมสุดท้ายอยู่แล้วค่ะ
Out of frame. Can they free it across? They cannot. Good effort by the Mojo, but comes up just short. We're tied at 7, and the serve comes back to the Fury.
Now that's the defensive plays that I'm talking about. Like, the hustle is unbelievable, and this ball almost went over. Great hustle by the Mojo, but unfortunately didn't clear the net.
Raynell Jones back in for the Fury. Serving is Caitlin Horde. Outside, Papa. That ball was smoked.
Yeah.
Big point for Papa.
Yeah, she just gets up, and boy, does she hammer that ball. Take a look at the opportunity she has there over top of Stringer, a little bit undersized as an outside, and she just rips that ball hard cross court off of Horde's head.
She's at the serving line now as well, dug out by Cooper. There's a touch point for the Fury as Janisha Moore comes up with a big point.
Well, every good team has hitters that are able to do something with the ball. Moore undersized in this league, but nonetheless leaps and uses the edge of the block to get a point.
Tori Stringer put together a nice serving run in set number 1. Can she do it again here? She cannot. She serves too long. So that'll be a side out back to the Mojo, who also take the lead. They're up 9-8. Ali Bastianelli to the serving line. Bump set for Stringer. Stringer again in the middle, dug out. That's going to go too long. Raynell Jones, I think that ball may have gone long, and Bastianelli saved her, but the point still goes to the Fury, and we're tied at 9.
Yeah, Raynell Jones gets herself up. Take a look. She finds herself here with an opportunity to score. It wasn't really a thunderous hit. It kind of had a little bit of backspin on it, but doesn't matter. Scored anyway.
Thomas Ayala off the touch, got it to fall in front of the back row, so it comes right back to the Mojo, who lead it 10-9. Again, back and forth. These two teams playing very, very evenly here early in set number 2.
Yeah, I like when Temi Thomas Ayala takes a little bit off, and she shows exactly her talent. She displays it beautifully with her varied shots.
Raynell Jones out of the middle, hit one into the block and down. Big point for the Fury. We're tied at 10, and Jones goes to the serving line. 10-10, set number 2. The Fury took the first one, 25-22. Quick one to the backside, tossed across, just dinked Thomas Ayala. And the point comes to the Mojo.
Yeah, that ball is set tight, and so there's not much Temi Thomas Ayala can do with that ball. So she tips it. Caitlin Horde comes down off the block and plays it, and actually there's got to be a little bit more communication with the back row and the front row as to who's going to play that ball right over top of the block.
Temi Thomas Ayala with the serve. There's a second ball across, and Stringer gets the point on the setter's choice.
Perfect time to mix it up a little bit. Stringer does a really good job of seeing where the block is, where they are not, and is able to exploit the middle of the court for the Mojo.
Nicoletta Perovic to serve. Serves back row. Outside, Papa into the touch. Mojo on the attack again. Back set this time, tossed across. And it comes down on the Mojo side. Coming back to Papa, into the block, dug out. Back set. Toss deep corners, dug out. Stringer with the bump. Thomas Ayala with the dig. Back row. Roll shot. Quick one. Hammer down. Horde with the big swing. Caitlin to the rescue, and the Fury have the lead.
I'll take a look at Caitlin Horde. She's up and ready and just does such a great job of hitting outside of the range of the block for the Mojo. So great positioning along the net by Caitlin Horde.
Perovic continues to serve, back set. That one's dug. Bumper to the outside. Reagan Cooper puts it down in front of Velez.
Do you know how difficult it is to swing on this ball? The ball is literally coming behind your head, and you've got to position yourself in such a way to get that ball in front of your hitting shoulder. So not only does she hit the ball, but to score on that just shows how impressive Reagan Cooper is.
A rookie making her presence known as the season has gone on. That's a good swing across. Nicely done in the middle by Tapp.
Tapp, the All-American from Minnesota. She knows what to do. She gets up and she is able to swing that sharp cross-court shot for a winner.
She's at the serving line. Stringer's second ball over. And Stringer's done that twice in this set now, both times to her advantage. Point Fury.
Yeah, Stringer's moving along the net, and she's in the middle of the court, so it essentially takes the left side blocker out of the play. So she knows she's one-on-one. That middle blocker has to respect the middle for the Fury. So the advantage does go to Fury on that offensive play for Stringer.
Bastianelli with a swing, and wasn't hit hard, but it came off the touch of Stringer. And so the point goes to the Mojo, as does the serve. They trail 14-13. And it'll be number 30, Morgan Lewis, to the serving line. Lewis with a line drive, and that's an ace.
You know, you talk about aggressive serving, and it's not really the velocity of the serve, but sometimes the position where you put the serve. And to serve right between two players is really, really good. Forces two players on serve receive to talk and trust each other as to who's getting the ball.
Well, we saw Kendall Kipp the other night at Omaha have a couple of aces as well, and it was discussed then that maybe it's because of their height and the fact that the ball is coming on there's not an arc on the wall, it's coming straight down at you, and so receiving that is a little more challenging. Speaking of challenging, it's time for us to take a timeout and give everybody a chance to take a breath. We'll take it as well. 15-14. Mojo lead the Fury. More to come after this timeout. You're watching Pro Volleyball Federation action on YouTube.
Blocks are hot.
15-14, the Mojo lead the Fury in set number 2. The Fury lead the match 1-0 after a 25-22 victory in set 1, and out of the timeout, the Mojo send Morgan Lewis back to the serving line. Good reception there. Stringer back row, Reagan Cooper off the touch and down. Bastianelli was there, but Cooper used her effectively to tie it up at 15.
Yeah, this is why Cooper is so good. She'll get you out of any pickle. That time, Stringer pushed off the net a little bit, wasn't able to set middle, but you got Cooper coming out of middle back. Great swing.
Caitlin Horde with the serve, pretty good one. That one's going to be really tight at the net. Dug out by Velez after it went as an overpass.
มองดูตอนนี้ซานดิเอโกโมโจน่าจะเหมือนกับมีการเปลี่ยนตัวเซตหรือเปล่าเพราะว่ามองดูในนุสรายังไม่ได้เซตนะคะตอนนี้น่าจะมีการเปลี่ยนตัวอยู่
That one's just long off the arm of Horde. So side out back to the Mojo, tied at 16.
อาจจะมีการพักเนาะ
Papa to the serving line. It's that one deep. Cooper comes up with.
ตอนนี้แข่งกับทีมอันดับ 5 ของตารางอยู่นะคะแต่ต่อให้แพ้ก็ไม่หล่นค่ะไม่หลุด4แน่นอนค่ะเพราะตอนนี้อยู่อันดับ 3 ค่ะเป็นนัดสุดท้ายแล้ว
Cooper keeps it alive. Stringer outside. Into the block and down. That's a point for Janisha Moore.
ทีมนุสราอยู่ในชุดสีน้ำเงินนะคะแต่ตอนนี้นุสราไม่อยู่ในสนามค่ะ
of the net, and then it was great defense by Cooper in the back, keeping the ball alive. More swinging big. You've got to have courage.
2 นัดล่าสุดที่ผ่านมาก็ชนะมานะคะสำหรับโมโจ
Stringer to serve for Columbus. Outside, Thomas Ilara off the touch and down. Big point. Break Stringer quickly.
ชนะมา 3-1 แล้วก็มาชนะ 3-2 นะกับโมโจที่ผ่านมาค่ะ
thunderous hits, but what's impressing me is that she takes a little bit off. Again, she's got so many different shots that can win at any time. She scores with that off speed.
Ali Bastianelli with the serve, but that's Raynell Jones equal to the task on the bump set and the kill. Back corner for the point. 18-17, Fury. Moore with the serve. Bump set outside. Thomas Ilara off the touch. Here come the Fury on the attack. Cooper, big swing, good dig. Well off the net, still a really good swing. Stringer across on the free ball. Here come the Mojo, tight at the net. And this time, it's the Mojo who goes second ball across for the point.
Take a look at this attack. Wow. No block on her, and she knows it. Attacks it perfectly in the left front area of the court.
That's August Rasky. Got a net violation or an attack violation actually against Columbus, so the ball comes back to the Mojo. They lead it 19-18. Rasky again with the serve. Kept alive, going to be a free ball across. Quick. And that's hammered down by Pap.
Now, Tap does a really good job of knowing where the defense is and just hitting a little easy shot right outside the area of the backcourt defense for the Fury. So it's not always those thunderous hard hits. You just want to hit the ball where the defense isn't and really keep them on their toes. And I think that's what the Mojo is doing a really good job of right now. You're seeing varied shots, not only from the outside, but the middle attackers as well.
Timeout taken by Angel Perez. And this team, this Fury team, has been right in it the entire way tonight, but it seems like the last couple of points, maybe they've been on their heels a little bit. How do you adjust on this?
Well, I think you just have to believe in your training. You've got to control first ball, both in the serve and serve receive, and then just take big swings. And, you know, right now we're seeing the ball taking Tori Stringer off the net a little bit, so we haven't seen a lot of middle attacks right now for the Fury. So if they can get to where Cooper's hitting backcourt, Perovich is hitting backcourt, get your front court going. That's going to add some stress to the Mojo block. So Fury is definitely still in range to get this one, but the Mojo, if they come out strong with an aggressive serve, they'll get that 21st point, which is always a mental advantage if you can kind of inch your way closer to the 25, right? So that right now an aggressive serve by the Mojo is what I expect.
Returning to the serving line out of the timeout is August Raske. She played at Oregon. She's from Colorado Springs, Colorado, 6-foot setter. She replaced Tom Com after set number 1. She's gone the distance here in this second set.
เซตแรกที่จบไปแล้วเนี่ยทีมโมโจแพ้ไปก่อนนะคะทีมโคลัมบัสเป็นฝ่ายได้ไปเซตแรกค่ะเซตที่2คะแนนคู่ขี้กันอยู่ค่ะ19-20คะแนนนะคะโคลัมบัสตามอยู่ค่ะทีมนุสราอยู่ในทีมชุดสีน้ำเงินนะคะสำหรับวันนี้ก็จะมีวอลเลย์บอลชุดU20ของไทยที่แข่งที่ประเทศเวียดนามนะคะในเวลาบ่าย 2 โมงค่ะสำหรับคนที่จะดูนะคะเดี๋ยวดิฉันหาลิงก์ให้แล้วก็ที่สำคัญคนที่ยังไม่มี Facebook ที่จะดูทางด้านของ Nation League นะต้องดูผ่านทาง Facebook นะ Nation League นะถ้าทาง YouTube ดูไม่ได้ค่ะโดนบล็อกสัญญาณแน่นอนค่ะขอให้สมัคร Facebook เป็นของตัวเองด้วยใครที่ยังไม่มี Facebook ของตัวเองทักไลน์นะคะต้องการให้สมัครให้ทักไลน์ @ejlek ค่ะกด @ejlek ในไลน์นั่นแหละถ้าเกิดไม่เข้าใจก็โทรถามก็ได้0831171333ค่ะ
Fury down by 1 in set number 2. The jumper is received by Velez in the back. Papa outside into the block and out. So Papa will get the point for the Mojo off the tool.
22-20 คะแนนค่ะเซตแรกที่จบไปนะคะ25-22 คะแนนค่ะทีมโคลัมบัสกลายเป็นฝ่ายชนะค่ะ
Tap with an overpass, and that'll be a point for the Mojo. So those kind of mistakes at this stage of the match, not what you'd hope for.
And we talk about first ball contact, how critical it is. Well, down
อย่า
the
ส่ง
stretch,
รู
it's
ป
even
เข้ามา
more
ในกลุ่มพิ
important.
เศ
You
ษ
want
นะ
to
คะ
be in system. You want to be able to set your offense and be in rhythm, both tempo and location. So important to put pressure on the opposing team block. So once your setter comes off the net, well, difficult to do that.
Tap sends it short, Stringer, the back. Rosenthal on the slide play, but it's right on the block of Papa and Bastianelli, and now it's set point for the Mojo.
Papa having a lot of fun here. You just see how she's in the right spot. She's expecting the ball to get hit back into her hand so she doesn't overstep to her left.
Outside, Reagan Cooper. Little confusion for the Mojo. That one's all way off net and dug out. Stringer back row. Moore. Out of bounds, and that will be a point for the Mojo, and that takes us to the end of set number 2 as San Diego went on a little bit.
จบไปแล้วค่ะในเซตที่2นะคะเป็นอันว่าตอนนี้เสมอกันอยู่ที่1-1เซตค่ะทั้ง2ทีมนะคะทั้งโคลัมบัสแล้วก็ซานดิเอโกโมโจค่ะเวลาดิฉันดูแล้วดิฉันตาเบลอมากเลยไปตัดแว่นมาแป๊บเดียวสายตาเปลี่ยนอีกแล้วค่ะสายตาเปลี่ยนมันมองแล้วมันเบลอมากตอนนี้ภาพเสียงทุกท่านดูได้ไหมท่านภาพเสียงดูได้ไหมคะสวัสดีคุณพี่อะไรเนี่ยโอ้ตายแล้วสายตามองไม่เห็นเลยเบลอขนาดแว่นเพิ่งตัดมานะสายตาเปลี่ยนเพี้ยนอีกแล้ว
Pro Volleyball Federation, where every action carries the weight of passion and pride. There's a select group that rises above the rest. 23 athletes of the Pro Volleyball Federation are past or current members of the
คุณ
USA.
พี่วิลาวันนะคะ
Each a testament to dedication, skill, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Pro Volleyball Federation, building champions and making dreams a reality.
As the sun continues to shine on the inaugural season of the Pro Volleyball Federation, the stage is set.
วอลเลย์บอลเนชั่นลีกทีมชาติไทยค่ะ
It should be an energetic Saturday night here inside Gas South Arena.
สนามแรกนะคะ
In the heart of competition, the Pro Volleyball Federation has ignited a firestorm of excitement, captivating audiences and athletes alike with every match. But behind every spike, every drive, there's been a force driving excellence: Wren Athletics.
Then the solo block right on.
Wren Athletics proudly champions the success of the Pro Volleyball Federation's first season. Here's to many more victories on the horizon.
Joseph with a kill.
There's so much pressure for young girls. You have to like wear this. If you weren't with these people, you weren't at the cool party. You weren't in. And then that puts pressure on them, like, okay, I need to like not be myself to make these girls like me.
Girl Talk is a national nonprofit organization that really helps all girls develop the confidence to lead. And we do that by having high school girls mentor middle school girls through the most formative years of their lives.
This is a safe place. If you feel you don't have confidence, we're gonna help you build that.
What makes me most proud to be a part of Girl Talk is what separates it from other organizations.
ตอนนี้เบอร์ทองของเราก็ยังมีอยู่นะคะสำหรับคนที่จะซื้อเบอร์ทองนะ
Socioeconomic, cultural, religious background you're from, that the experience of a girl is universal.
This is a place where empowerment truly starts from within, and that's a beauty that lasts for a long time.
Join Girl Talk, you won't regret it.
เดี๋ยวมาดูต่อกันในเซตที่3นะคะว่านุสราของเราจะได้กลับลงมาลงเล่นหรือเปล่านะคะอาจจะเก็บแรงเอาไว้ลุยในรอบลึกๆนะคะสำหรับนุสราตอนนี้เสมอกันอยู่ที่1-1เซตจ้า
With the official Pro Collection apparel today, available exclusively at renathletics.com and provolleyballshop.com.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale news and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Omaha, Nebraska. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
One set apiece at Nationwide Arena as set number 3 stands in front of us. Audrey Flaw, Chris Selwecki. Thanks to Adam Dell and his team from Yamo Media producing tonight's broadcast. And we thank you as well for joining us not just tonight, but all season long for the Professional Volleyball Federation on YouTube. It's been an awful lot of fun to be able to bring you these matches and to be able to see the inaugural season of the PVF unfold. And Audrey, now as we look ahead to this third set, it seems like there were some adjustments made between 1 and 2. The Mojo made some roster changes that seemed to work out for them. What's the counterpunch?
Well, you know what? Right now, Roski's doing a really good job as setter for the Mojo, and I thought Papa was really good on the left side. So right now, as I'm looking on the floor, that has stayed the same. Right now, one of my favorite players is out there, Grace Loberg. We'll see what she can do. We haven't seen her play a lot. She's been injured this season, so number 9 for the Mojos out there. And for the Fury, it looks like they still have their the lineup that they ended with. So Jenna Rosenthal in the middle, Borovich on the right side. Not too many changes there.
Yeah, and Reagan Cooper out there, and she's been very, very good so far tonight. And setting up to serve is Raynell Jones. So Jones, Stringer, and Moore in the back row to go along with the players that Audrey mentioned a moment ago, Rosenthal and Perovich and Cooper. Just waiting for the thumbs up here, and here we go. Set number 3, 1 set apiece for these two squads. Jones with the serve. Dug in the back. Bump set to the outside from well off the net, but it finds the perfect spot as Stringer came forward. And Moore unable to get to her right fast enough. So side out, the point goes to the Mojo, and to the serving line for them is number 9, Grace Loberg. Back set, big swing, Perovich picks up the point for the Fury to tie it at 1.
Well, every good team has a great right side, and if Perovich can keep taking swings like that, boy, this Fury team will really look good tonight. She was off the net. That's the set that she needs. A little off the net. She has a little bit of an awkward approach, but nonetheless, lots of heat behind that swing.
That ball knuckled on its descent. And that's going to go out of bounds, and be kept alive for a moment anyway. There's a free ball across. Stringer, quick one in the middle. Rosenthal into the block, and that'll be a point for the Mojo.
Mojo, they know how to celebrate. They get a block, and boy, they're like up in each other's arms. It's awesome. Lots of energy on San Diego's side of the net.
2-1, Mojo have the lead. Floater to the middle back. Stringer outside, Cooper off the tape, and it was partially touched by Bastianelli. That was a tough one because it sat on top and was in no man's land for a moment.
Yeah, this is where you can see the tempo location of the set is so important. It was off just a little bit, just a little too tight for Reagan Cooper to score on.
And a tap with the serve. Cooper this time right into the block as Lewis and Bastianelli team up.
Now that block, boy, that was amazing. That ball hit the floor before I think Lewis's feet hit the ground. So there you go. That's a great block.
More with the dig. Back set. Rosenthal on the slide. And it's out of bounds. So the Fury struggling here out of the chute. The Mojo leading 5-1.
The Fury in a two-hitter rotation right now with Stringer in the front row. So it's either Rosenthal or Cooper.
Or back row to Moore, who puts it away.
And that's why you have to have firepower in this league. You can't rely on just one player, especially when that setter's front row. You have to have that outlet in the back court, and it has to evolve quickly, just as displayed there by the Fury.
Reagan Cooper with the serve. It went off the tape, but it was able to be handled by the Mojo, and a swing from the far side. Found an empty spot in the zone, so a side out back to the Mojo and to the serving line. Number 30, Morgan Lewis. Stringer, back row, Cooper. Nicely pancaked, keeps in the air. Back row, Cooper, off of Lewis for the point. So maybe the Fury found something with the back row here early on in set number 3.
Well, when you set the back row attack, it opens up some angles, and you can see that the advantage goes to the hitter because there's wide open net there. Even if the middle blocker is there, they're typically jumping to their side and not fully extended up and over the net.
Jenna Rosenthal with the serve, quick one, and that goes down between Perovich and Cooper. So the point goes right back to the Mojo. They lead 7-3 here in set number 3.
Bastianelli up in the air in full jump as the setter's touching the ball. That's what makes that offense run so quickly.
Papa with the serve. She serves more. Back set. Off the tape. Nope, they're going to say that's 4 balls as Perovich hit the tape, but it did not clear.
Yeah, as a hitter, you don't ever want to bring the ball down, right? You want to try and hit the ball at the max of your arm swing, right? And as high as you can. Back corners are the best.
Middle back, Cooper receives it outside, Moore into the block. Kept alive, but only for a moment. As Leon put it in the air, but Cooper ended up having it deflect off her arm and down to the floor.
All right, now the Mojo block is really getting it done in the front court. Really doing a good job of reading Stringer sets, getting hip to hip.
Moore with a quick one. Jones hits it hard. Can the Mojo keep it going? They cannot. Really good swing by Raynell Jones in the middle to give the Fury a point. They trail by 5, but they get the serve back, and to the serving line goes Tori Stringer.
Now, I think the sign of a really good team, whether it's Fury or Mojo or any team in the Pro Volleyball Federation, when they have a varied offense, when everybody gets involved, it becomes really hard to defend. So you don't want to be one-dimensional, and sometimes that's what we see from the Fury, where they rely too heavily on one player, and then it just becomes easier for the defensive team to read that line up against them.
Service error by Stringer as she sends it too long and out of bounds. The Fury trail by 6. Quick one in the middle. Jones, nice job. Raynell Jones goes up and hits it hard from the middle position. Point for the Fury.
Jones is known for being a great blocker, but tonight she's being a great offensive threat. And again, I think she's gotten better at keeping her distance from the net and getting her arm back and ready. Not trying to guess if she's getting the set, but just ready to get the set.
Another serving error for the Fury as Moore sent it long. 11-5, Mojo lead it. And August Rasky to the service line. Cooper with the reception, right back to her. She goes up strong and pounds it down. Reagan Cooper with a point, 11-6 Mojo.
Nothing tricky about that set. You're just setting the best hitter, just doing something simple, putting it high and letting your big swing, letting your big arm take a rip at the ball.
Raynell Jones to serve. And that's going to be sent over on one and out of bounds. So a reception error for the Mojo. The point goes to the Fury. Their deficit is now 4, 11-7 as Jones gets set to serve it again. Raynell finds a different spot on the back line. She serves kind of cross. It's going to be a free ball across. Rosenthal. Outside Cooper. Off the touch, and that's going to go out of bounds, and another point for the Furies. So 3 in a row for Columbus as they try to climb back in, trailing now by 3, 11-8.
Well, the Mojo is moving Grace Loberg around in serve receive, trying to get her in a spot that's going to be uncomfortable for the Fury to target. We'll see if Raynell Jones goes after Loberg again. That's number 9 for the Mojo.
Jones set to send it away. And it's too long. She was looking for Loberg.
Yep.
And Loberg now will look to repay the favor as she steps to the serving line for the Mojo. 12-8 San Diego on top. Cooper right back to her. That goes out of bounds. Nope, inbounds. Hit the line, so it'll stay with the Mojo. 13-8.
Love the replay there, no doubt about it. Ball's in.
Loberg again. Cooper with the reception. Back set. Perovich with a big swing. Quick one. Leon keeps it alive. Stringer outside to Cooper off the touch. Back set. Into the block. Bump to the outside. Cross court Moore. Outside Cooper. Into the block. Point for the Mojo as Lewis and Tapp double team Cooper.
No, that's a great time for Stringer to set the long set. Go all the way back to the right side. I think Stringer said, my bad, a little tight again. You want to be able to give your hitter an opportunity to swing off the edge of the block.
There's a reception error for Cooper as the ball went right through her fingers. 15-8. The Fury trail the Mojo in set number 3, and that brings us to our timeout. 15-8 on the floor. More to come after this timeout. You are watching Professional Volleyball Federation action on YouTube.
Omaha, Nebraska. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at renathletics.com and provolleyballshop.com.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
With Ohio State Hall of Famer Audrey Flaw, my name's Chris Solwecki. We are pleased to be with you from Nationwide Arena for set number 3, best of 5 in this final match of the 2024 Pro Volleyball Federation regular season between the Mojo and the Fury. Each team won one of the first 2 sets. Fury got number 1, Mojo got number 2, and in this third set right now, it's been all Mojo. They lead at 15-8. Loberg with the serve. Quick one. Jenna Rosenthal. Rosenthal sends it across. I believe they're going to call a double hit. They are indeed. Rosenthal hit it and then hit it again.
Yeah. That's a mental error there. Lots of communication, super important in that play. Unforced error there by Rosenthal.
So here's Loberg again. Too long. Service error for the Mojo. 16-9, the Fury trail, but they have the serve back, and let's see what they can do with it. As number 14, Nikoleta Perovic goes to the serving line. Perovic cross court and dug out in the back by Loberg. Off the touch, kept alive by Moore. Stringer, back row. Perovic. Quick one, dunked. Rosenthal keeps it alive. Moore outside, Cooper. Back row for the Mojo. Cooper. Outside to Cooper again, hit hard. Off of Velez, and that'll be a point for the Fury.
Hey, if you give Cooper multiple attempts to end the rally, eventually she will. She changes up her shot. Nice, strong shot there. Deep cross court.
Perovic to serve again. Trailing by 6. Good dig. Quick one across. Moore equal to the challenge. Gonna have to go free across. Near the net. Tight. Dug out by Perovic. Stringer outside to Cooper. Cooper, dug out by Velez, bump set to the backside, free ball across. Cooper again, Reagan Cooper.
Well, Velez did a spectacular dig there in the backcourt for the Mojo, but here you see Cooper, 1-on-none there. There is no block in front of her, so got to be able to line up with the hitter's arm. That time Mojo's block way off.
Her back was to me, but I could almost see her eyes light up even without being able to see her face. She loves those kind of swings. Outside, here she is again. And another point for Reagan Cooper. She finds the backside and gets it past Loberg.
Give the point, though, to Janasia Moore. We don't often emphasize the dig that sets up the point. That was a spectacular dig. Janasia Moore laying out middle back. That was a point-saving dig by Moore.
Perovic continues to serve well. Velez with the dig. Outside, well off the net, dug out by Moore. Stringer, back row, Moore, off the tape, a point for the Fury, and they're climbing back in. Trailing by 3, 16-13.
Janasia Moore, such a spectacular, dynamic player. We talked about her defensive plays, and then in the backcourt, swinging for a win there. It's a big-time player.
Perovic. Dug by Velez, tight to the net, good job by Stringer to cover. Bump set, Cooper. Dug out by the Mojo, outside, off the touch, kept alive. Back set, and that's gonna be down. Nicely done by Lewis to pick up the point and break the momentum of the Fury, who had scored 6 in a row.
I like the way Mojo recycled the point. The ball was tight on that left side set, and Papa recycles the point, tips it into the block, allows her team to transition, go to the opposite pin to get a point. So Valeria Papa on that left pin really saved that rally for her team.
Hannah tapped to the serving line for the Mojo. Their lead has been cut to 4, 17-13. There's Rosenthal. Dumped across by Stringer on the second ball. That's the 3rd time Stringer's done that. All 3 times it has worked, and the Fury get the ball right back, trailing by 3.
Yeah, Stringer has shown to be an offensive threat. She knows exactly when to attack the ball. I think setters typically have that 6th sense where they kind of know where the blocker is at all times and knows how to exploit the backcourt defense. So Stringer does it so well for the Fury.
Serving error for Reagan Cooper, puts the ball right back on the Mojo's side of the court, and it'll be number 30. Morgan Lewis to serve. Stringer back. Big swing by Rosenthal. Point for the Fury. Rosenthal seems to like that backslide a little bit.
Yeah, she really does take off one foot very aggressively. You can see the block there for the Mojo. Middle blocker was kind of taking cover there, actually never even attempted to jump. So if you have Rosenthal, against one blocker, she's going to find a way to score.
Ivania Ortiz, number 15, comes off the bench to serve here. High toss, big swing, ace. Last time Ortiz came in set number 2, she had a service error. That time she was golden, and the deficit's now 2, 18-16.
And the crowd just loves Ivania Ortiz. They just have that oof as she's attacking the ball. It's so fun to watch and listen to.
The toss is practically out of the gym, dug up this time by Loberg. Cross court, And that's a point. Nicely done. I believe that's Felix from the right side going cross court and finding that line.
Felix really doing a good job of extending the set there. So going pin to pin is really the way to get some pressure on this Fury block.
Here's Papa. Serves Cooper middle back. Bump set to the outside. Moore tossed across. Kept alive. Bump set. Loberg off the net. Good dig by Cooper. And now it's going to be a free ball across for Moore. Here come the Mojo. Outside. Down the line. Big swing. And Perovic got her hands on it but couldn't do much more with it. Point goes to the Mojo. They're up 4.
Yeah, I've seen that swing from Loberg before. A Big Ten player, two-time All-American from Wisconsin. She knows how to swing at a ball. Grace Loberg for the Mojo.
2016 Mojo have the advantage here in set number 3. Obviously more volleyball to play tonight. But talk to me a little bit about the Mojo's state of mind, because they're playing in the playoffs, so they have to turn around and play in Omaha against Omaha on Wednesday. And then if things go their way, they'll be playing in the championship match on Saturday. How much of this is going to protect some players? How much of this is we got to tune some things up? What's kind of the mindset going into a game like this one?
Well, you're right. You know, you talk about some players not playing. You know, Willow Johnson is a great right side attacker, and she's not playing tonight. So whether the head coach wants to rest some players, give some players a little bit of a break, let their bodies kind of recover, you know, but I'm telling you, these women that are stepping in are doing a tremendous job. We just saw Grace Loberg rip a ball from the left side, and I've been really impressed with Papa as well. She's done such a great job getting her share of swings. So, you know, whatever the strategy is, it seems to be working right now for the Mojo, but they really want to play well next week. That's the priority,
right.
That match next week to get them to the finals. It's one match at a time, but they do want to play at the top of their game tonight going into the playoffs, I'm sure.
Out of the timeout, here we go. Outside set, dinked across, kept alive. That's Cooper. Stringer outside to Moore, off the touch, and unable to control it is Perovic as the ball was into the block and went all the way across the floor. And before we continue, they're going to bring the good housekeeping team out to wipe up some condensation on the floor.
You know, this is where in this rotation, if you have a middle attacker that can run a slide, Raynell Jones is a really good attacker in front of the setter, so there's really not an option to spread the offense out pin to pin in this particular rotation for the Fury.
Moore with the reception. They go right back to the back row. That's Cooper. Jones, Stringer outside. Moore into the touch. They try to keep it alive, but are unable to do it. Are the Mojo off the touch, and so the point comes to the Fury. 21-17 the score, and the Fury gets the serve back. Tori Stringer to the serving line. Stringer had a good serving string, if you will, back in the first set. Since then, she's had a lot of service errors, but that was a good one from the back row, or to the back row, I should say. And the swing from the back row hit the tape and didn't go across, so that's a point for the Fury. Stringer gets one, and the Fury trail now by 3, 21-18. Very methodical is Stringer in her approach. Back row, Velez. Good dig. Moore goes up, hits it hard. Off the net, that's Loberg. Stringer, back row, Cooper, wide. So Cooper had a good swing, but she couldn't keep it between the lines, and the ball goes back to the Mojo. They lead 22-18.
Yeah, that ball just out. You can see that there on the replay, and I like the way they're setting Cooper. It's not right up the middle, it's slightly to the left, so it really does open up the net, but again, just a swing wide from Cooper.
Claire Felix on the serve. There's Perovic, and she puts one inside the block. Rasky and Tapp were there, but Perovic used them both and got the point.
Yeah, that's rotation 1, where the right side attacker is on serve receive and will swing on the left pin, and sometimes they don't feel all that comfortable, but Perovic feeling really comfortable. At least it looked that way on that particular swing.
Janasia Moore, and there's an elevation and a kill for the second hitter as Rasky goes up and sends it across, the lefty.
It's always nice when your setter is left-handed because they can take that swing and they can go hard, especially in that right back area of the court.
Stringer outside, Cooper right into the block, and that's down. And now the Mojo are 1 point away from taking the important third set, 24-19.
Yeah, here you see the block for the Mojo, just knowing where the ball's going to go. Lines up perfectly, timing was exceptional.
Leon with the reception, quick one in the middle, Jones off the block, and the middle hitter does the work for the Fury. 24-20 as Jones goes to the sideline and Rosenthal comes back in. And then Rosenthal goes out. Actually in for Jones is number 2, Ray Santos. And Santos will go to the serving line. Rosenthal stays in there. First time we've seen Santos tonight. Serving with the set on the line. Free one across. Outside, Cooper. Down point for the Fury. And they hang around, 24-21.
That was a great serve by Santos. And take a look at Cooper. She has hands in front of her, and that's what a good outside hitter will do. Despite the block being right in front of her face, she finds a way to score.
Loberg and Tapp were there, and she found a way to get between them. Santos serves it again. Velez with the reception. Good dig by Santos. Outside, Cooper. Cooper dug up. Velez with a bump. That is going to go out, hit the official, in fact, so that's another point for the Fury. Climbing back in, trailing by 2, 24-22.
Well, I love Santos playing left back. She's the other setter for the Fury, so playing left back defense is not typically where she plays, but she handles that ball defensively, and her team loves it too.
Timeout on the floor. 24-22, the Mojo take it to talk it over, and so put your coaching hat on, Audrey, and tell me what's going on in each huddle right now.
Well, right now, Mojo just wants to stop this Fury. They're just kind of feeling their rhythm right now. So they just need to get one good pass. The passing has taken their setter off the net, and they've been scrambling a little bit offensively. So they're just going to talk it through and just, talk about calling the ball early. Right out of the server's hand, you want to talk, and you want the ball if you're a passer. For the Fury, they're talking about, hey, who will be the person that gets the set on the other side of the net, and how are we going to defend them? So based on our serve and based on the pass that we get, what are we going to do from a blocking and defensive standpoint? So that's the conversation going on both sides.
I hope you got a chance to see the mobsters doing their thing out there. They're dancing, having a great time, getting the crowd involved. Let me ask your opinion on this, Audrey, because just watching these two teams tonight and watching as much as I have on YouTube and on CBS, it feels like there is a razor-thin difference between each of these teams. Like any team on any given night could play exceptionally or not so much, but the talent across all teams pretty even.
I would say the parity is right there, right? And so this serve is really big right now. Good location.
Outside, off the touch. Moore has it. Stringer to Cooper. Cooper pounds it down. Velez digs it. Cross court, good placement, and that'll do it for set number 3 as the Mojo get the point. I believe that was number 30 on the far side who put it down, Morgan Lewis, and that gives the Mojo a 2-1 advantage as we get set for set number 4. That after this. Stay right there. More to come. You're watching Professional Volleyball Federation action on YouTube.
Pro Volleyball Federation, where every action carries the weight of passion and pride. There's a select group.
สวัสดีค่ะทุกท่านค่ะที่ดูอยู่ภาพเสียงดูได้ไหมคะตอนนี้เป็นการแข่งขันในเซตที่ เซตที่ 3 แล้วนะคะตอนนี้โมโจนำอยู่2-1 เซตค่ะ และก็อีกเซตหนึ่งคือเซตที่4ดูสิว่าจะเก็บได้เลยหรือไม่หรือว่าต้องไปหยุมกันต่อในเซตที่5เดี๋ยวดูกันไปพร้อมๆกันค่ะ
In the inaugural season of the Pro Volleyball Federation, the stage is set.
ช่วงบ่ายก็มีวอลเลย์บอลนะคะชุด U20 ของไทยจะลงแข่งที่เวียดนามค่ะใครที่ยังไม่ได้เข้ากลุ่มก็เข้ากลุ่มได้นะคะ
The Pro Volleyball Federation has ignited a firestorm of excitement.
รู้สึกวายท้องนิดนึงก็เลยบรรยายแล้วมันรู้สึกลมมันหายใจไอ้นี่ค่ะ
There's been a force driving excellence. Ren Athletics. Ren Athletics proudly champions the success of the Pro Volleyball Federation's first season. Here's to many more victories on the horizon.
Joseph with a kill.
There's so much pressure for young girls. You have to like wear this. If you weren't with these people, you weren't at the cool party. You weren't in. And then that puts pressure on them like, okay, I need to like not be myself to make these girls like me.
Girl Talk is a national nonprofit organization that really helps all girls develop the confidence to lead. And we do that by having high school girls mentor middle school girls through the most formative years of their lives.
This is a safe place if you feel you don't have confidence, we're gonna help you build that.
What makes me most proud to be a part of Girl Talk is what separates it from other organizations. We're doing unique work. We serve all girls. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic, cultural, religious background you're from, that the experience of a girl is universal.
This is a place.
Just go.
Welcome back to fourth set action from Nationwide Arena, and out of the first serve for the Mojo, it's a point for San Diego. Rasky doing the honors, the left-handed setter, picks up point number 1.
Yeah, and as we start this set, Santos is setting for the Columbus Fury. And the Mojo have a new middle on the floor right now. Claire Felix, she'll be middle blocker.
There's a big kill by Raynell Jones, who was able to find the left line just inside of it. So we're tied at 1, and Jones steps to the serving line. She serves the back set, off the touch. Moore elevates. Santos to the outside. Cooper off the touch. Point Fury. 2-1. Fury have the advantage here in this fourth set. To send it to 5, the Fury have to win it.
On that replay, you can see how important it is for all four hands to be tight and together and reaching over at the same time.
That one caught the tape and snuck over. Big swing. And that's in. Goodness gracious, from the left side. I believe that was Lewis who sent it home.
Yeah, Morgan Lewis having quite the night tonight. And she's been so impressive with that cross-court shot, bringing the heat and just kissing that line.
Loberg serves the back corner. Cooper comes up with it. Big swing by Perovic. Dug out nicely by Leon and sent long. So a good effort by the Mojo. Papa with the swing, but she couldn't keep it in line, and so it'll be Fury point and ball. They lead 3-2.
Yeah, missed opportunity by the Mojo there on that overpass, and she was trying to hit a sharp angle. Papa missing it wide.
So Perovic to the serving line. Perovic and Moore. And Leon, big swing off the touch. Cooper keeps it alive. They free it across. Great effort. Tight at the net. Now they're going to call an attack violation against the Mojo. The ball comes back to the Fury, leading by 2.
Well, let's take a look at this. We see the swing here, but the violation happened when the setter, Roschke, was up trying to make an attempt to set the ball. I believe she was in the net.
Perovic to serve. Dug out. Outside. Big swing into the touch. Will it stay in play? It will not. Goes out of bounds, and so it'll be Mojo ball. They trail by 1, 4-3. Tap going to the serving line. Rosenthal, Santos, back row, Moore right into the block. Papa and Felix both there, and they put it away, tied at 4.
Felix coming into this set here and does a really good job of just staying home. You know, Janaisha Moore has had a lot of attempts from that back court, so she just stays home, reads the play perfectly.
Felix is 6'5", and that's a point for Rosenthal. She hit it, but it goes down, and so the ball comes back to the Fury, as does the lead, 5-4 Columbus.
Just in, no question about it. Love these replays. They're awesome.
They really are. Cooper with the serve. Middle back, bump set to the outside. Big swing, no touch, way out. Point goes to the Fury. You talked about Claire Felix. She's the tallest member of this Mojo team at 6'5". She's a sixth-year pro from Colorado Springs by way of UCLA High School, UCLA College. Back set, off the touch. Perovic, Santos, back row, Cooper, too strong.
And you can see, Chris, the rhythm was off there. Ball was set slightly too high, and so Cooper was coming in ready for that low, aggressive approach, you know, that low set where she can approach and just swing so hard through the ball. She had to delay her approach, and I think they're going to do a replay here.
They are. There's a, I don't know if there's a challenge or if they're just going to give it a look.
Yeah, challenge here on Hel Perez. Maybe thinks someone touched the net.
So they're giving it a look. The Bolt 6 system, I said Bot 6 earlier, I apologize, it's Bolt 6. And it is cutting edge. You might notice if you're a volleyball fan, there aren't line judges on the floor at these Professional Volleyball Federation matches. The cameras do that job. And after a very short review, it is determined that there is no touch. The ball remains with the Mojo. They trail 6-5. Morgan Lewis with the serve. Cooper comes up with it. Outside, Moore dinks it. It's touched. Santos right back to Moore. Into the block. Santos keeps it alive. Rosenthal back set. Moore one more time, and for the third time in a row, Rasky and Felix are there to block it down.
Well, that is a frustration swing on Janaisha Moore's part. She was getting touches off the block, getting blocked all throughout that rally and tried to score. Felix just takes up so much area above the net.
Jenna Rosenthal goes up and from a middle spot hits the ball hard on the second.
And that's what this Fury team needs. They need to diversify their offense. Rosenthal has to get a few more swings and attempts at the ball, and then when she gets the set, she's got to do exactly what she did on that one, put it down.
Rosenthal with the serve. She sends it to Papa, deep back row swing, and that's down in front of Rosenthal. From the back row, that was number 30, Morgan Lewis.
You know, what I think people need to understand is that these hitters know when the middle blockers are serving and playing defense, and if they take a little off their swing and force the middles, who aren't typically the best defensive players, force them to make a play often, they will score against that.
Perovic with a big swing from the back row, but it was into the block. And so the point goes to the Mojo. They lead it 8-7 here in set number 4. Papa to serve it once again. Valeria, back row, Cooper comes up with it. Quick to Moore, or Jones, excuse me, and Jones puts it down, but it's out of bounds. 9-7 as the Fury make a few mistakes here, and the Mojo capitalize. Got to break this one here. Cooper, Santos tries to send it over, and again, Felix is there for the block. 6'5", big arms.
The best time for a setter to attack the ball is when they're away from that middle. You know, that ball right there, you got to feel where that left side blocker is and where the middle blocker is. And there's no way that you're going to be able to attack, especially if you feel that they're jumping as you're jumping. Then you got to be able to fake that you're dumping and push that ball all the way outside.
Yeah, a little tight at the net as well. We talked earlier just for a few moments about parity in the league. This is a good time to come back to that, because as this league continues to grow, plan for 3 more teams in 2025 to join. It just seems like the parity is going to be one of the biggest selling points for the fans who come out, and they're going to see a great match every night.
Yeah, you know, when the league first started and I saw, you know, the rosters for all these teams, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, these are the best of the best. These are the 1%ers in NCAA. These are pro players and national team players, and I thought this is going to be a treat. And it hasn't disappointed at all. Every single night, and I'm able to do all the Fury matches here at home, I've seen such talented teams, and even the teams that you think are playing great, then they're on the road, and sometimes you got to factor in the travel schedule and maybe, you know, a lot of travel and not a lot of time at home, and that factors into maybe coming in and not playing your best volleyball. So, you know, I've seen these top teams fall to teams that are, you know, down in the league a little bit. But yeah, to your point though, the parity is right there, and the talent on these rosters is second to none. It has been an absolute treat this year to cover the Columbus Fury.
It's been a lot of fun, and certainly if you've enjoyed it at all, make sure that you make your feelings known through purchasing season tickets and making advanced plans to be a part of the 2025 season when it comes around. Out of the timeout, Cooper with the reception. Back row, Cooper off of Velez, and she sends it out of bounds, so the point goes to the Fury. They break the serve, cut the deficit to 2, and get it back, and it'll be Santos to the serving line. Ray Santos, a 6-foot setter from Ponce, Puerto Rico, a 9-year pro. She serves the back row swing, dug out by Leon. Outside, tight. Moore sends it across. Off the touch, kept alive by Cooper. Moore frees it across. That's out of bounds, no touch. The point goes to the Fury, and the deficit is now 1, 10-9.
Okay, so even though that swing was out of bounds, what you have to do if you are the Fury blocker right now is respect the fact that the setter on the other side of the net is a lefty and she's going to swing. So that opens things up. If she can fake a swing, push to the outside, it's going to make it real difficult for this Fury block.
Went down the line, Moore trying to battle and unable to do it. The ball goes across to Rasky, and it goes off of the Fury and out of bounds. So the point goes to the Mojo. Moore went up to battle, but the ball cleared the net, and I think it caught her on the way back. 11-9 Mojo. Felix from the back row. Leon with the reception, back set. Moore into the block, kept alive by Santos. Bump set to the outside. Big swing, too long. They're asking for a touch, and they got it. So Lewis with the swing. One of the Fury got a touch on it, and it'll become Mojo point, 12-9.
Well, what can't Lewis do? She approached on that almost like she was taking a slide approach, and she's in the back court on that back row attack. So that was a pretty impressive swing.
Tough pass. Santos kept it alive, and they go across on a free ball. Here come the Fury again. Moore, big swing through the block. Point, Fury.
Oh, the Fury really needed that point. Janasia Moore, again, left side attacker. She's stuck on that right pin, but she hits a really good shot there cross court deep.
Loberg and Tapper there for the block, but the point came to Moore. Now she's at the serving line. Too long? Nope, that's going to be a point. Just caught inside the line for the Mojo. You see the replay there, just got it.
Thank you, Bolt 6. No doubt about that call.
Rasky with the serve. Santos outside, Cooper goes up and sends it down. I love watching Cooper get up there because she does. She gets up, she looks around. It's like the game's very slow for her. She can see everything, and then she figures out where she's going with it.
Yeah, and Rai Santos actually moving back, falling back, and able to push that ball all the way across the net. That was a great set by Santos.
Jones with the serve. That's going to be tight at the net. Cooper goes up and sends it back on the overpass, and the point goes to the Fury.
Well, I like the patience on Cooper's part, because oftentimes if you're too aggressive on that when the setter's trying to set the ball, you'll get called on that. So she waited for the ball to cross the plane of the net.
Jones with the serve, and that one's off the net. Serving error. The Mojo lead by 2, 14-12, and the serve comes back. It'll be number 9, Grace Loberg, the 6'3" outside hitter from Geneva, Illinois, to serve. And she serves it out of bounds, so it's an immediate Serving error and a side out back to the Fury. Perovic to the serving line. (14-13). Mojo have the lead. Perovic serves. Velez comes up with it. That one's touched. Moore. Santos. Cooper. Too strong. Side out to the Mojo. They lead by 2, 15-13.
Yeah, that system set took Cooper off the net, and so she really had to dial that back a little bit, just too strong on that end line.
Good serve to the middle back. Moore. Santos tosses it across. They keep it alive just barely. Tight at the net. And Felix couldn't do anything with it, so the point goes to the Fury, and they again trail by 1, 15-14.
So Mojo making some uncharacteristic back-to-back errors that are really kind of bad. They're serving the ball out. They're not really handling first ball contact, really giving Fury the opportunity to bounce back into this set.
Serve to the back. Into the block. Kept alive. Leon with the bump. Moore into the block. That'll be a point for the Mojo. And again, we've been vacillating back and forth between a 1-point and 2-point deficit for the Fury. Right now, it's 2 at 16-14.
Oh, that Lewis Felix block. That's a good-looking block. Big hands over the net. Big bodies. Nice and tall. Hard to hit around that.
Tight at the net. Rosenthal gets beat on the joust as Rasky was there. Felix was there. And the point goes to the Mojo. They're up 3. There's a serve right back into the net. Morgan Lewis. So the Mojo can't seem to stand success right now. They are giving it back every chance that they can. And now Ortiz will come in to serve. She electrified this crowd the last time. She's got the high toss, the big jump serve. And when she's on, she is impressive. Here looking to trim the deficit. High toss, big swing. And that's an ace right off Loberg. Point, Ortiz.
Love the celebration there by the Fury. Take a look at where Loberg got this outside of her body with those jump top spin serves. You really want to try to get it in the middle of your body as if you're digging a ball. Just let that ball ease into your platform.
Another high one. This one's dug out nicely by Velez. Too strong, but Cooper has it go off her hands and out of bounds. So it'll be the point for the Mojo. 18-16, Mojo lead it.
What a swing there by Valeria Papa, number 12 for the Mojo. She gets her money's worth on that one.
Yes, she does.
Wow.
And now she's at the serving line. Good dig by Cooper. Bump set to the outside. Moore. Dug out by Velez. Rasky cross court. Into the block. Point for the Fury as Jones was there along with Santos.
That's a huge block, and I want to see the way Grace Loberg responds after getting blocked here. I think the sign of a really good outside hitter is wanting the set and then doing something positive for your team. Let's see if she calls for the set here.
Santos with the serve. They go second ball across, and so no opportunity for her this time, as that was Rasky who took matters into her own hands.
That's a great play. Again, the lefty setter able to jump and swing at that ball, and Loberg delivering a perfect pass to her setter.
19-17, Leon, quick one, tossed across. Trying to keep it alive, and they do. Free ball. Bumped up by Moore, outside. Perovic. Papa with the bump. Gonna free it across, Rasky. Moore, Santos, back row, Cooper off the touch. Kept alive. They're going to go free ball from her knees. That's incredible. Santos, back row, Cooper, point for the Fury.
Boy, you can see if the block is not reaching over the net, you're going to get used. Take a look at where the block's hands are. They're just slightly on their side of the net, and so that ball lands between their hands and the net. Another aggressive swing by the star for the Fury, Reagan Cooper.
Janisha Moore to serve. Serves Papa in the middle. Outside, off the touch. Santos keeps it alive. Leon with the bump to the outside. Perovic down the line. It's Doug. Cross court. Leon with the dig. Santos with the bump. Cooper. Back set. Cross court. And that one's out of bounds. The point goes to the Fury, and we are tied at 19 in this fourth set. Mojo leading 2-1. Janisha Moore to the serving line. High drama in set number 4 at Nationwide Arena. Outside set. Into the block. Cooper keeps it alive. Jones sends it across. Little out of system there as Jones and Leone collided, and the ball went over the net, and that left the Fury with one fewer player capable of making a play, and now they're going to call for a little good housekeeping before we continue. 2019, Mojo lead it.
You know, I would say both of these coaches will probably admit that their teams are not playing crisp right now, but sometimes you got to know how to play ugly volleyball.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's not always going to be perfect. So it's a team who can ride this little wave of ugliness out and not have as many unforced errors as their opponent.
Tight one at the net, but Santos gets the set, and Raynell Jones with the kill. Big point for the Fury, who tie it at 20.
Absolutely love the way Jones is playing tonight with these big swings and hitting angles. There is a block formed in front of her. She's not going right at the block, and that's really that subtle push from the setter to allow the middle to swing some angles. So good job, good connection between Santos and Jones.
Michelle Barge-Hackley comes on for the first time tonight to serve. Outside set, dinked across, great pancake. The Mojo, a little out of system. That one's off the touch. Santos, Barge-Hackley with the bump, into the block. Man, oh man, big swing by Perovic, but it was right into a wall.
So really this game is about playing at a high level above the net. Perovic hits hard, but it's pretty low right on top of the tape. So if she doesn't have that seam between the block, usually that ball will come straight down in front of her, as we saw in that tremendous block by the San Diego Mojo.
21-20, Mojo have the lead. Loberg at the serving line. Middle back, that's Moore. Outside, Cooper. Off the touch, kept alive. Outside. Moore with the dig. Santos again to Cooper. Cooper pounds it down. Back set. Free ball across. Rosenthal. Santos back to Rosenthal off the touch. Still alive. Into the block. Point. Fury. Big swing on the left side. But the block was there with Rosenthal and Perovic.
Rosenthal working hard offensively, got the set, and then immediately had to go to her right and try to get the block. And again, that ball for the Mojo was not hit very high over the net. Advantage definitely goes to the Fury side.
Perovic to serve, tied at 21 in this fourth set. Back set. Moore unable to come up with it. Rosenthal and Cooper were there, but Lewis went over the block.
Well, not only did Lewis hit the ball high over top of the block, but the placement was perfect, right out of the range of Janisha Moore. She made a great attempt just out of her range defensively.
Cooper, Santos back to Cooper. Down the line, point for the Fury, and we're tied at 22.
At Cooper, we saw her all night long hitting that cross-court bullet. This time, look at the placement of that shot. Perfect, down the line, changing it up. Really hard to defend. You don't expect that shot.
And now she's at the serving line. Back. Too long? Yes, it is. Out of bounds. Felix is asking for a touch. And it looks like they may take a look at this one as well.
Yeah, you really have to at this point of the set, right? You've got to challenge that one and even give your team a little bit of a timeout, if you will. Just kind of think about it, regroup, take a deep breath. Here we are. It's super tight here in this set. Oh, block touch.
That is.
Yes,
that's what they're going to call.
Yep.
Janisha Moore was the one who got the touch. So the point goes to the Mojo. They lead 23-22.
ตอนนี้ช่วงปลายเซตที่ 4 แล้วค่ะ จะมีต่อเซตที่ 5 ไหมต้องมาดูกันนะคะคะแนนตอนนี้ก็คู่ขี้สูสีกันเลยทีเดียว 23-23 คะแนน
Love the fight I'm seeing from Janasia Moore, going up strong and hitting a smart shot, not hitting low into the teeth of the block, high, off the edge, 4-point.
Raynell Jones back in, Barch Hackley is out and back to the bench as Jenna Rosenthal serves for the Fury. Rasky outside, into the block, Rasky, Velez, into the block again, they keep it alive again. That time she uses it and frustration for Santos.
ขึ้นแมตช์พอยต์ไปก่อนค่ะสำหรับ
And number 12,
โมโจนะคะ
got blocked a couple times and then just
ส
doesn't
วัสดี
back
จ้า
down
สวัสดี
at
คุณ
all.
พี่เมือง
Sees
เว
the
ด้วยนะคะ
opportunity to go
ดิ
off
ฉัน
the
วาย
opponent's
ท้อง
hands.
ค่ะ
That was a
บรรยาย
huge
และ
point
เหมื
for
อน
the
กับลม
Mojo.
หายใจมันไม่เต็มท้องอ่ะ
So match point for the Mojo.
เสิร์ฟไปลูกนี้จะปิดเลยหรือไม่ยังตีแฉลบบล็อกกลับขึ้นมาจิ้มอีกครั้งหนึ่งกรรมการไม่ฟาวล์นะคะมาเสมอกันอยู่ที่24ต่อ24คะแนนค่ะยังไม่จบง่ายๆค่ะ
24-24. Back row, off the touch. Santos keeps it alive. Leon with the bump. Moore out of bounds unless there's a touch, and the official says there is
ขึ้น
none.
แมตช์พอยต์ไปอีกครั้งหนึ่งค่ะเป็น25ต่อ24
Of course, you have to win by 2.
You know, but that's a swing that you want. You want to go high off the blocker's hands. You don't want to get blocked. Give yourself an opportunity to kind of wipe it off the block, and sometimes that block is there and sometimes it's not. But I like the attempt by Janasia Moore on that left swing. Ooh. No block touch. I thought I saw the little pinky or the index finger.
ดูชาเลนจ์กันค่ะ
And no block touch, so the ball goes to the Mojo. They lead 25-24.
This is rotation 1. You've got Provich on the left pin, Janasia Moore on the right.
Leon.
กลับเดินมาได้เหมือนกันค่ะ25เท่ากันอีกครั้งหนึ่ง
Great set selection by Rai Santos. You set your hottest hitter, and right now, that was Janasia Moore on that right pin. Cooper front row now.
And Moore at the serving line. Rasky outside, into the block. Cooper keeps it alive. Santos. Perovich, who sends it across with a roll shot. Outside, big swing, dug out by Moore. Santos to Cooper. Cooper off the touch, kept alive. Back set, down the line, out of bounds.
ตีออกไปเองค่ะโคลัมบัสตอนนี้พลิกขึ้นนำบ้างค่ะ26ต่อ25
Timeout on the floor by the Mojo. High drama.
เดี๋ยวขอเข้าห้องน้ำแป๊บนึงนะคะ
It doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, you got to call a timeout now, right? You've got to make sure that the Columbus Fury is thinking about this serve, and you want to get your team in the best opportunity to get a good side-out swing. So passers want to put the ball up to the setter, obviously, and then set your hot hitter. I really think Morgan Lewis is a really good option. Even though she hit that one out of bounds, she's been money all night long. So it'll be interesting to see where Rasky goes to on this play.
Should the Fury win this set, there will be a decisive set number 5 still to come. And they have matters on their side of the ledger right now, leading 26-25. They've got a strong attack in the front row right now. And as Angel Perez talks to his team, he's got their full and undivided attention.
You talk about Reagan Cooper being in the front court, and that's definitely the go-to hitter, but it's also the most predictable hitter. We all know that the ball could go to her. So if they can get Raynell Jones in an opportunity to score, you know, there you go. Maybe that's the tricky set to make. But we'll just see here how the setter, Rai Santos, plays this out should they get an opportunity to transition.
Starts with this serve, and Moore sends it across. Outside, dug out by Moore. Santos to Cooper, into the block. That's a point for the Mojo, and we are tied at 26.
There were no other options. Santos was off the net. Raynell Jones got caught at the net, so she was not an option offensively.
Rasky with a serve. Outside, Cooper. Point, Fury, Reagan Cooper.
And I love the swagger of Cooper right now. She feels unstoppable. That is a great shot. High over top of the tremendous looking block in front of her, yet she finds a way to score.
Raynell Jones to the serving line with a chance to send us to number 5. And she sends it too long. Serving error gives it back to the Mojo, tied at 27. Jones comes out. Leon comes in. Loberg serves. Moore, Santos, Cooper off the touch. Rasky outside. Into the net, point Fury, and they're back up again. 28-27, go ahead.
This is a gritty Fury team right now. Again, just a miss hit there by the Mojo, but Fury playing so well together right now as a unit of 6 on the court.
Perovich to serve. Good reception by Loberg. Down the line, Leon keeps it alive. Santos, Cooper tight to the net. Back set, big swing. Moore comes up with it. Santos outside to Cooper. Cooper too strong. And the point and the serve back to the Mojo, tied at 28.
When they make Janasia Moore go to the ground to play defensively, she's no longer a back row attack option. So now, you know, you only have a one-headed monster, and that's Cooper.
Quick one, Rosenthal. Bump set for Rasky from the back row. Pushed across, point to the Mojo. Rosenthal goes hard to the ground as the Mojo take the lead, 29-28. Match point here.
A little tip scores just a defensive lapse right now for the Fury.
And Santos comes over to talk to the floor official and said she didn't catch it.
สวัสดีคุณพี่กนกพรด้วยนะคะ
So that call is going to stand.
ตอนนี้ปลายเซตอยู่ค่ะ
A tip that didn't quite look great, didn't really matter. Grace Loberg just took the ball open-handed and just an easy tip. I didn't think that there was anything weird about that other than that she wasn't at a max jump when she did it. So it was really a defensive just lapse there by the Fury.
When you're tied up 28-28, playing for, you know, the chance to win your final match at home, you will you'll ask, you'll beg, you'll do what you have to do.
Absolutely, nothing wrong with that.
28-29 or 29-28, I should say. Mojo leading the Fury.
สวัสดีคุณพี่ปรีค่ะ
Is on the floor.
ปรีชาค่ะ
The mobsters doing their work, making sure the floor stays clean. And when we come back, the Mojo will be serving for the match. It's Cooper and Moore and Leon, Perovich, Rosenthal, and Santos on the floor for the Fury. And it's number 8, Hannah Tapp to the serving line.
เอาเสิร์ฟออกไปเองค่ะคะแนนเสมอกันอยู่ที่29-29ค่ะตอนนี้
It'll be interesting to see the breaking point of either team right now. You know, mental fatigue sets in, and you just kind of wonder who is going to come out of this with 2 back-to-back positive plays. We see a little change up here. Stringer going in to serve. An interesting substitution as Cooper's no longer an offensive threat in the backcourt.
Stringer set. Perovich and Leon are in the back with her. Good serve. Back set. The block is out of bounds as Moore got her hands on it but couldn't keep it in play. Side out to the Mojo. And again, it's match point, and Cooper comes right back in to replace Stringer. Number 30, Morgan Lewis to the serving line for the Mojo. Moore, Santos out to Moore, off the touch. Rasky keeps it alive, bump set to the outside.
ยอดมากค่ะ เป็นอันว่าจบไปเลยนะคะซานดิเอโกโมโจค่ะ เอาชนะไปได้อีกครั้งหนึ่งนะคะ เดี๋ยวดิฉันดูอันดับก่อน ดิฉันดูอันดับก่อนนะคะว่าแข่งจบแล้วเนี่ยอันดับเพิ่มขึ้นไหมมองดูจากตรงนี้โมโจชนะ3นะคะแนนยังไม่ทันอันดับ2ตอนนี้อยู่อันดับ3ของตารางเช่นเดิมค่ะหลังจากที่เอาชนะ3นัดรวดท้ายสุดนะคะ
and it is a great product that we see out on the floor. So unfortunate for Columbus Fury, they could not
นัดหลังสุดค่ะ
last match nationwide arena, but boy, what a display of effort we saw from them tonight.
Of course, you can always visit Columbus Fury's website to learn more about what's coming up. You can get information on season tickets and much more. Just because the regular season is over doesn't mean
ต้องกดเข้ารับลิงก์ดูค่ะจบไปแล้วนะคะ3-1ค่ะทุกท่านค่ะใครจะซื้อเบอร์ทองก็นี่ได้ช่วงบ่ายมีวอลเลย์บอล U20 ทีมชาติไทยนะคะลงแข่งที่เวียดนาม
We wish you the very best of luck. The final score again tonight, 3-1. The Mojo get the victory over the Fury. The Mojo record now 13-11 on the season. For the Fury, their record drops to 8-16 as their season comes to a close. We want to say thank you to a lot of folks. I want to say thank you to Audrey. What a great job she did in indoctrinating me in what's going on here in the Professional Volleyball Federation. Audrey Flaw, just great job. And we want to say thank you as well to Adam Dell, Director Candace Allen.
ทักไลน์เข้ามาค่ะทักไลน์เข้ามาค่ะ
Our camera people, Marlon Moore, all of them.
@EJ เล็กนะคะ @EJ เล็กค่ะ
My name's Chris Solecki.
ใครจะซื้อเบอร์ทองเข้าในไลน์กลุ่มนะคะเข้าในไลน์กลุ่มค่ะ @EJ เล็กค่ะอ่านง่ายๆค่ะ EJLEK อ่านว่า EJ เล็กค่ะ
Professional Volleyball Federation action on YouTube.
จบไปแล้วเนาะทุกท่านค่ะโอเคนะเดี๋ยวช่วงบ่ายเดี๋ยวมาเจอกันค่ะบ๊ายบายจ้ามีใครจะถามอะไรถามได้นะเดี๋ยวไปหากินยานิดนึงค่ะวายท้องมากขอบคุณผู้สนับสนุนเนี่ยค่าอินเทอร์เน็ตเข้ามาด้วยนะคะให้ไลฟ์สดวอลเลย์บอลให้ดูค่ะ